Combining time-restricted eating with exercise timing, synergistic or neutral. The optimization of both meal timing and exercise timing represents an appealing prospect for maximizing metabolic health and performance adaptations. The theoretical synergy between these temporal manipulations has generated substantial interest among athletes, fitness enthusiasts, and metabolic health seekers. However, the scientific evidence examining how meal and exercise timing interact reveals a landscape more complex than simple additive effects, with outcomes depending critically on individual goals, training status, and implementation specifics. The fasted training paradigm exemplifies this complexity. Training in a fasted state, typically morning exercise before breakfast, theoretically enhances fat oxidation capacity by forcing the body to rely on endogenous fat stores in glycogen-depleted conditions. Research confirms that acute fasted exercise increases intramuscular fat utilization compared to fed exercise. Some studies document enhanced mitochondrial adaptations and improvements in metabolic flexibility following fasted training regimens. These mechanistic findings support the practice for individuals seeking to optimize fat metabolism or enhance metabolic adaptability. However, the performance implications of fasted training remain contentious. While fat oxidation increases during fasted exercise, high-intensity performance often suffers due to reduced carbohydrate availability. The substrate shift toward fat oxidation comes at the cost of reduced capacity for intense efforts requiring rapid ADP production through glycolysis. For athletes prioritizing performance, particularly in sports requiring high-intensity efforts, fasted training may compromise workout quality sufficiently to offset any metabolic adaptations gained. The training stimulus quality matters more for performance than the metabolic context in which training occurs. The timing of exercise relative to eating windows in time-restricted eating protocols creates additional considerations. Early time-restricted eating with morning exercise allows post-workout feeding within the eating window, providing nutrients to support recovery and adaptation. This alignment may optimize both the circadian benefits of early eating and the performance benefits of post-exercise nutrition. Conversely, evening exercise with early eating windows creates misalignment. Training occurs near or after eating window closure, potentially compromising post-workout nutrition and recovery. Late eating windows combined with morning fasted exercise represent another common pattern. This approach maintains the extended overnight fast through morning training, theoretically maximizing fasting benefits, then breaks the fast post-workout. For muscle protein synthesis, this pattern may prove suboptimal compared to earlier protein intake, though the practical significance for recreational exercisers remains unclear. Competitive athletes requiring optimal recovery might find this pattern compromises adaptation potential despite appealing mechanistic rationale. The interaction effects on insulin sensitivity show mixed patterns across studies. Some research suggests fasted exercise combined with time-restricted eating produces additive improvements in insulin sensitivity beyond either intervention alone. Other studies find no synergy, with improvements attributable primarily to caloric deficit when present or minimal when calories remain stable. The heterogeneity likely reflects differences in study populations, baseline metabolic health, exercise intensity and volume, and specific timing protocols employed. Clear prescriptive guidance remains elusive given this variability. Body composition outcomes similarly show inconsistent synergy. When time-restricted eating with fasted exercise creates caloric deficits, fat loss typically occurs as expected from energy balance. Claims of preferential fat loss or muscle preservation with specific timing combinations lack robust support when caloric and protein intake are controlled. The timing factors likely exert smaller influences on body composition than total energy and protein intake, exercise volume, and training intensity, variables with far stronger evidence bases. The practical implementation challenges deserve emphasis. Combining restrictive eating windows with optimal exercise timing and nutrition creates substantial complexity that may overwhelm adherence in real-world contexts. An athlete attempting early time restriction might need to train fasted due to schedule constraints, but then struggle to consume adequate nutrition within the shortened eating window. The theoretical optimization may prove counterproductive if complexity reduces consistency in either eating or training patterns. Simple, sustainable approaches often outperform perfectly optimized but impractical protocols. Current evidence suggests treating meal and exercise timing as potentially complementary, but not necessarily synergistic optimization targets. Individuals should prioritize the timing pattern, whether meal or exercise focused, most aligned with their primary goals and most sustainable given lifestyle constraints. Athletes might prioritize exercise nutrition timing over eating window restriction, while metabolically focused individuals might accept suboptimal exercise timing to maintain preferred eating patterns. The search for perfect synchronization may prove less fruitful than consistently implementing good enough practices across both domains. Future research should examine these timing interactions across diverse populations and outcomes while acknowledging that practical sustainability often determines real-world success more than theoretical optimization.